And this is why I love 50 Cent. If you guys don't follow 50 Cent on IG, like, what are you doing? It's time. He is so funny. And I don't know if you guys just saw his latest post.
Don't trust nobody. In Hollywood, specifically, when you get there, a lot of people don't know how to say no. That's the difference between New York City and California.
The spotlight is firmly fixed on seeing Diddy Combs, and not for the reasons he'd prefer. Once celebrated for his larger-than-life persona and unmatched influence in the entertainment industry, Diddy now finds himself at the heart of one of the most explosive scandals to rock Hollywood in decades. The allegations against him have spiraled from whispers to full-blown legal chaos, with countless revelations keeping the public hooked. But the real heat, that's coming from 50 Cent, the man who's been waiting for years to turn up the pressure on his longtime rival.
As far as, is he going to turn people in? Is he going to cooperate? If the federal government wants him to cooperate and they're going to cut his time, because right now he's looking at 15 to life. With all the charges he had to, he won't get out till 70 years old. He about 70. That's when they start talking about letting him come to a halfway house.
Let's start with the bombshell. Diddy's legal team, one of the most high profile in the business, recently found themselves under fire after a major law firm dropped him as a client. And just like that, the narrative shifted. Why would a powerhouse legal team back out when their client needs them most? Was it the weight of the accusations, or was it something deeper? Perhaps a calculated move to distance themselves from a man whose public image is now teetering on the edge of collapse. Speculation is mounting, and the timing couldn't be worse for Diddy. With a string of lawsuits piling up and mounting evidence threatening to drag his name further into the mud, the decision has only fueled public curiosity. Is this the beginning of the end for the bad boy legend?
I'm not surprised with the decision. I'm surprised that Judge Subramanian entertained it. He held a 2-hour hearing, which we were covering live, and he issued a 5-page written order. Most other judges, including the 2 previous judges, to consider this issue, summarily denied the bail motion. I think a lot of it stems from Judge Subramanian being a newer judge. This is a Biden appointee. He has a civil background.
Enter Curtis, 50 Cent Jackson, who's been circling this trauma like a shark in blood-filled waters. The man is no stranger to public feuds, but when it comes to Diddy, this isn't just a beef, it's personal. For years, 50 Cent has made it a point to call Diddy out at every opportunity, painting him as a manipulative figure hiding behind glitz and glamour. And now, he's taking his vendetta to a whole new level with the announcement of his Netflix documentary provocatively titled Diddy Do It. 50 has made it clear he's not just here to spectate. He's here to dominate the narrative.
I think a lot of people thought that he was just joking around. It turns out he's not. So this is actually a real project that's being made under his G-Unit movie and TV.
The documentary, which promises to dig deep into Diddy's alleged wrongdoings, has already sent shockwaves through the industry. 50 Cent himself described it as a story with significant human impact, emphasizing that it will go beyond the headlines to uncover the complex web of events spanning decades. And let's not forget the title. It's a play on words that's as sharp as it is pointed, leaving no doubt about where 50 stands on the matter. But what's even more intriguing is the timing of the announcement. With Diddy's legal troubles taking center stage, this documentary feels less like a coincidence and more like a calculated strike. 50 Cent isn't just stirring the pot. Hey, he's flipping the entire table.
We once worked together a long time ago. They're not friends now. They don't like each other. And yeah, 50 has taken every shot, especially when Diddy has been down. Diddy really, is not in a position right now to fire back at 50 Cent. So, yeah, he's taken a lot of abuse, and I don't know that anyone feels sorry for P. Diddy right now, to be honest.
No, I don't think so either, and it's certainly not going to end anytime soon.
But what exactly does 50 Cent know? That's the question everyone's asking. His social media posts alone have been enough to keep the internet buzzing with cryptic teases and not-so-subtle jabs aimed at his rival. In one particularly viral post, he mocked the items allegedly seized from Diddy's properties, hinting at the absurdity of it all while taking thinly veiled shots at his character. Here I am, keeping good company, and I don't have 1,000 bottles of, let's just call it, lubrication sitting around my house, he joked, making it clear he has no intention of letting the public forget about these allegations anytime soon.
Well, go back to that 50 Cent post, because I'm going to tell you why 50 is literally a diabolical genius.
And then there's the infamous leaked clip from the documentary where former bad boy artist Mark Curry shares jaw-dropping claims about Diddy's behavior at private gatherings. The footage, which 50 Cent himself shared with the promise that proceeds from the project would go to survivors, paints a picture of a man who allegedly used his position of power for more sinister purposes. You think you know the story, 50 cap in the post, but you don't know half of it. The comment section exploded with reactions, some cheering him on for exposing the truth while others questioned his motives. Is 50 Cent genuinely seeking justice, or is this just another chapter in his long-standing feud with Diddy? What's undeniable is that 50 Cent has positioned himself as more than just an observer. He's a key player in the unfolding drama, using his platform to shine a light on allegations that might otherwise have been swept under the rug. And it's not just about Diddy. 50 has also taken aim at Jay-Z, who's found himself entangled in the scandal thanks to a lawsuit that accuses him of unspeakable acts alongside Diddy. Jay said, they said I did something terrible and then decided we're all going to a movie premiere. 50 quipped in a now-deleted post referencing Jay-Z's recent public appearance with his family. The jab wasn't just a dig. It was a calculated move to put Jay-Z squarely in the spotlight. After all, if Diddy's going down, 50 Cent seems determined to drag Jay-Z down with him.
50's not to be
Oh, don't
50's not to be
with Fifth. Y'all don't even. Fifth is
Play around
different.
if you want to.
Fifth is different.
And he's on tour.
But let's not forget the man at the center of it all, Diddy himself. Despite the mounting accusations, he's maintained his innocence, with his legal team vigorously defending him at every turn. In a recent statement, Diddy accused his accusers of attempting to blackmail him, claiming that the lawsuits are nothing more than a cash grab. "I will not give in to these extortion attempts," he declared, doubling down on his stance. His team has even gone so far as to suggest that some of the allegations are part of a larger conspiracy to take him down. And while it's easy to dismiss these claims as deflection, the sheer number of lawsuits and the high-profile figures involved make it difficult to ignore the possibility that there's more to this story than meets the eye.
There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z.
While Diddy's defense paints him as a victim of opportunism, the prosecution has wasted no time building a case that portrays him as anything but. Recent court documents reveal allegations that Diddy used unauthorized communication methods while in custody, raising concerns about his ability to follow the rules. The claims, which include using other inmates' phone accounts and third-party messaging apps, have cast a shadow over his credibility. If he's willing to bend the rules behind bars, what does that say about his actions outside of prison? The accusations have also raised questions about Diddy's influence on those around him, particularly his family. A recent social media post featuring his children gathered around a speakerphone to send birthday wishes to their father sparked both sympathy and skepticism. Was this a genuine moment of family unity or a calculated move to sway public opinion? Critics have pointed out that Diddy's sons, who are both active in the entertainment industry, hold significant sway on social media, making them powerful allies in their father's fight to clear his name. And while the scene was heartwarming on the surface, it also served as a reminder of the lengths Diddy might go to protect his legacy.
The Giannis shoe outsold the Sean Carter shoe 6-1. I made over $80 million during the RBK time period.
But if Diddy's family is his greatest asset, 50 Cent's relentless social media campaign is his biggest obstacle. With millions of followers hanging on his every word, 50 has managed to keep the public's attention firmly fixed on the allegations. His posts are equal parts humor and savagery, using memes and viral videos to hammer home his point. And it's working. Diddy's reputation, once untouchable, is now crumbling under the weight of public scrutiny. Even those who once stood by him are starting to distance themselves, wary of being caught in the crossfire. As the legal battle continues to unfold, the stakes couldn't be higher. For Diddy, it's not just his career on the line. It's his entire legacy. For 50 Cent, it's an opportunity to settle an old score while cementing his status as one of the most influential voices in entertainment. And for the public, it's a front row seat to one of the most traumatic showdowns in recent memory. But with so many unanswered questions and new revelations emerging daily, one thing is clear. This story is far from over. Where will it go from here? That's the question everyone's asking, and only time will tell.
I don't think he's aware of his presentation. You know, there's an adjustment. There's something that's happening that's different about him and the way people perceive him.
The tension surrounding Scene Diddy Com's legal troubles has reached a fever pitch, and the courtroom drama continues to spill into every corner of public discourse. While Diddy's team scrambles to salvage his once unshakable reputation, the prosecution has been methodically dismantling the image of a man who, for decades, seemed untouchable. But perhaps the most damning blows aren't coming from inside the courtroom. They're coming from the court of public opinion, where 50 Cent is playing judge, jury, and executioner. And let's be real, he's doing it in a way only 50 Cent can, with a combination of brutal humor, relentless trolling, and a Netflix documentary that's promising to unravel every thread of this tangled web.
Tim, you're aware of international. You are like Flex here. I've always said that. I always felt like that, right?
But here's the thing. This case isn't just about Diddy. It's a domino effect, drawing in some of the biggest names in the industry and raising questions about the culture of power and secrecy that has long defined Hollywood and the music world. And at the center of it all are allegations that are as shocking as they are complex, involving everything from hidden communications to alleged manipulation of witnesses. So let's dive into the next chapter of this unfolding saga, where the stakes are higher than ever and the twists just keep coming. First, let's talk about Diddy's alleged use of unauthorized communication methods while in custody, something that has raised serious eyebrows among the prosecution and the public alike. Now, picture this. Diddy, sitting in a prison cell, supposedly using other inmates' phone accounts to make calls and even accessing third-party messaging apps to bypass monitoring. It sounds like something out of a spy thriller, but according to court documents, this is exactly what's being alleged. The prosecution claims that Diddy was using these methods to send messages to outside parties, potentially influencing witnesses and shaping the narrative in his favor. And here's the kicker. They say he was doing this while actively seeking bail, knowing full well that the government was watching his every move.
I agree. And the risk of flight was always going to be a tough argument for the government because obviously Combs voluntarily came to New York. He surrendered his passports through his lawyer. He could have fled after the March raids of his Miami and Los Angeles homes, but he didn't. He has access to 2 private jets. I think it was a tougher argument. I know the government made the argument, but clearly the best argument was the dangerousness and the witness tampering.
One example that's been making waves involves a third-party app reportedly tied to one of Diddy's sons. The prosecution alleges that this app allowed Diddy to send hundreds of text messages to individuals who weren't even on his approved contact list. And while his defense team has argued that these communications were innocent, the prosecution sees it differently. They're painting a picture of a man who's willing to bend and maybe even break the rules to maintain control of a situation that's spiraling out of his grasp. And honestly, it's not hard to see why this has become such a sticking point. If Diddy can't follow the rules while he's behind bars, what does that say about his ability to follow the conditions of his release?
His application. Nima, talk to me about that.
Well, Combs is separated from the general population, right? He's with, or was with Sam Bankman-Fried at least. And the irony there is that's someone who was granted bail, tried to tamper with witnesses, so the judge revoked his bail. So that just goes to show how these federal judges feel about witness tampering before trial.
And the judge isn't buying it either. In a scathing statement, they expressed doubts about whether any conditions of bail could ensure that Diddy wouldn't continue these alleged activities. They even questioned the reliability of Diddy's private security team, suggesting that they too might be susceptible to his influence. It's a damning assessment, one that casts a long shadow over Diddy's defense and raises even more questions about the lengths he's willing to go to protect himself.
Sean Combs get another shot with Judge Subramanian? Or what will be his likelihood of success in a different court? Because there's currently a pending appeal at the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. So to get into all of this, I want to bring on former federal prosecutor Nima Rahmani, friend of the show. Nima, thanks so much for coming on. First, before we even get into what he can do next, were you surprised?
But what's really fascinating, and let's be honest, a little chilling, is how this saga has extended beyond Diddy himself to encompass his entire network, including his family. Take, for example, the now viral video of Diddy's children gathered around a speakerphone, wishing their father a happy birthday while he's in custody. On the surface, it's a heartwarming moment, a reminder of the human side of this larger-than-life figure. But critics have been quick to point out that this scene also serves a strategic purpose. With millions of followers on social media, Diddy's children hold significant sway in shaping public perception. And in a case that's as much about public opinion as it is about legal arguments, that kind of influence is no small thing. It's worth noting that Diddy's sons have both carved out their own niches in the entertainment industry, making them powerful allies in their father's fight to clear his name. But their involvement has also raised eyebrows, especially when you consider the broader implications. By rallying around their father so publicly, are they inadvertently, or maybe even intentionally, putting pressure on potential witnesses to stay silent? It's a question that's been hanging in the air, one that the prosecution is likely paying close attention to as they build their case.
Interestingly, we haven't seen the indictments yet. There's been some time lag. I suppose it will take some time to go through all the forensic, evidence, but
50 Cent has been relentless in his campaign to keep attention on Diddy's alleged misdeeds. His social media activity has become a spectacle, drawing millions of followers who eagerly await his next post or comment. One of his most notable jabs followed news of items reportedly seized during raids on Diddy's properties. He used the details to create a viral moment, jokingly implying that he doesn't keep a large stock of questionable items at home. In another instance, he mocked Diddy's children in a now deleted post, a movie that sparked controversy. While some criticized it as going too far, others saw it as a calculated attempt to sustain public interest in the narrative. Beyond the trolling, 50 Cent has been hinting at an upcoming Netflix documentary that aims to uncover what he describes as the full story behind Diddy's career. He has framed his efforts as more than personal, stating that his goal is to hold people accountable and ensure the truth comes to light. Whether seen as a justice seeker or someone who thrives on stirring controversy, 50 Cent has undeniably positioned himself as a central figure in the unfolding drama, shaping the narrative as much as those he's scrutinizing. And speaking of central figures, let's shift our focus to Jay-Z, who has found himself entangled in this mess thanks to a lawsuit that accuses him of wrongdoing alongside Diddy. Now, Jay-Z has always been the picture of composure, a man who seems to rise above the fray no matter what's thrown his way. But even he couldn't avoid the fallout when these allegations came to light. His decision to attend a high-profile movie premiere with his family just days after the lawsuit was filed raised more than a few eyebrows, with critics accusing him of trying to distract from the controversy. And, of course, 50 Cent was quick to pounce, mocking Jay-Z's decision to make a public appearance while these allegations were still fresh in everyone's minds.
We do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay-Z is accused of a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit.
But here's where things get really interesting. While Jay-Z has denied the allegations, his connection to Diddy has opened up a whole new can of worms. Rumors are swirling about their past dealings, with some suggesting that Jay-Z has been quietly distancing himself from Diddy for years, knowing that this kind of fallout was inevitable. And then there's the resurfaced clip of Rihanna where she recounts a bizarre and, frankly, unsettling story about her first meeting with Jay-Z. In the interview, she describes how he jokingly told her there were only two ways to leave his office, through the door with a signed contract or through the window. While she laughed it off at the time, the clip has taken on a new significance in light of the current allegations, with some fans questioning whether it was really a joke at all.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was assaulted by both men.
And let's not forget Jaguar Wright, who has been one of the most vocal critics of both Diddy and Jay-Z. In a recent interview, she doubled down on her claims that the music industry is riddled with corruption, calling out both men by name and accusing them of using their power to exploit others. Everyone knows what's been going on behind closed doors, she said. It's just that nobody wanted to say it out loud. Well, I'm saying it now. Her comments have added fuel to the fire, sparking heated debates online and reigniting questions about the culture of silence that has allowed these allegations to remain hidden for so long. But perhaps the most shocking twist in this saga involves the tragic passing of Aaron Carter, whose untimely departure has been linked by some to the larger controversies surrounding Diddy. While the official narrative points to personal struggles, conspiracy theories have been gaining traction, suggesting that there's more to the story than meets the eye. Carter's mother has even called for a new investigation, releasing photos of the crime scene and accusing authorities of failing to do their job. And while there's no concrete evidence connecting Diddy to this particular case, the timing and circumstances have left many wondering if there's a deeper connection.
I'm going to start with just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it, it's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
As the dust continues to settle, one thing is clear. This story is far from over. With new revelations emerging almost daily, it's anyone's guess where this saga will go next. Will Diddy manage to clear his name, or will the weight of these allegations prove too much to bear? And what about the others caught in the crossfire? Jay-Z, Rihanna, and even 50 Cent himself. Are they merely collateral damage, or is there more to their involvement than meets the eye? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more juicy celebrity gossip. Until next time, stay curious.